While I'm replacing the sending unit on this 1972 GMC pickup, I thought I would take an opportunity to tell how a gas gauge works and how a gas tank sending unit works. So this is the gas tank on my 1972 GMC pickup. It's a 20-gallon tank. Sits in the back of the cab, nice and safe, maybe not. And this is the sending unit. This goes inside, this whole thing tucks inside that hole, and this part here hooks up to the gas line and sends gas to the engine. This float down here, so this little mesh bag is where the gas comes in, and it comes up this pipe and out there to the hose. But this little float right here floats, as floats do, and as it comes up, as the gas level comes up, this float will come up and sit on top of the gas, sit at the top of the gas. As it goes back down, as the gas goes back down, the float obviously goes back down as well. So what is that doing? That is changing the resistance in this little instrument right here. And that resistance is read from this post right here. The resistance from ground, or the so the base electrical signal in the whole car, 0 volts. The resistance between ground and this post right here travels down this wire, and in a second I'll show you over to the gas gauge. Okay, now here's the setup. I've got the sender up here in the front instead of plugged into the gas gauge. I've got this, I've got the chassis of it hooked up to ground, the vehicle ground. And I've got this hooked onto the post, and this is connected to that white sender wire that I talked about earlier. Okay? So let's power on the truck. And guess what? We got no gas. Why is that? Well, because the sender is, this rubber thing is in my way. Because the float is all the way at the bottom. So let's see what happens when I raise this float, as though I were filling up my gas tank. So there's half full, and it filled up the rest of the way. There we go. The gas tank's full. Drive this big old pickup truck a couple 100 miles. Bam. Gas tank's empty again. Got to fill her up. For those of you who want a little bit more technical information, that right there is 0 ohms. And on this old style sender, that is 90 ohms. And so that gas gauge right there is calibrated to show full at 90 ohms, empty at 0 ohms. If I disconnect it all together, so I'll just pull it completely off, that's infinity ohms, and so the gas gauge is going to go a little crazy because it's calibrated for 90. Make sense? There we go, 90 ohms again. Well, 0 ohms actually. There's 90. There you go. That's how a gas gauge and a gas tank sender work.